The Business Spotlight series. My name is Everardo Resendiz, and I am a certified executive and business coach with Action Coach in Northwest Louisiana. Today, I have Machi Medrzycki with MLM Incorporated. It's an outfit that does a lot of things, and we're just happy to have Machi with us today. And so, if this is your first time on the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe so you can get notifications whenever we have conversations just like this one. And so, without further ado, Machi, welcome. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me, Coach Ever. Pleasure to talk to you and the audience, and hopefully we'll bring some positive news and positive outlook to business and inspire some people.
Well, tell us a little bit about MLM Incorporated and the companies that surround it, and uh, what's your background on how you got there?
All right, so let's break it down. So MLM Incorporated consists of three different companies. MLM Commercial Construction, we handle a commercial construction projects, sub $10 million, light commercial, if you will. MLM Construction handles residential aspect of construction, a lot of hired work by the individuals, whether it's a new construction, additions, or larger renovations. And then we have a MLM Holdings, which is our investment arm of the company. It will be related to multifamily long-term holdings and real estate development, such as specs or flips. So it's been a long journey. I started working in construction in 2003. I moved from Poland in 2002, so it was about a year or so before I started working in construction, and I was always drawn to doing stuff with my hands, right? So Legos and dioramas and all different stuff when I was a kid, making this bold imaginatory, structures. So it was fun stuff. Obviously, it was very innocent and rather childish. But then I turned it into more of a work for myself when I moved to America, and then I was lucky enough to where I had also a business niche within me. So I scaled first construction company, then that was residential. Then we started doing some lighter commercial work on the more of the multifamily, larger projects. There were a couple hundred units and more refresh renovations for the large real estate investors. So I have a very early on exposure to what they are looking at as far as renovating and increasing the rents, and kind of sponged a lot of that information during construction. And then we started doing smaller real estate investments. Started with the single residential flips, and then buying and holding some multifamily units and reapplying what we learned, just renovating them, upgrading them as we bought them, and then just put them back into the commerce. And that's, it's been a fun times, but always looking to learn more and always looking to scale.
I love it. I love it. And so, tell us a little bit about what your role is in this business. You have all these business concerns. Um, how big is your company? You know, how many people were working for you? What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
What do I do on day-to-day basis? I don't know. I wake up, I don't do anything. No, it's look, so when you like what you do, you kind of never work. I always been told that when I was growing up, and I never understood what that means. But once you actually find something that you're passionate about, you wake up and you feel like it's the last day on earth, and you treat it like as such, right? You kind of get up with a fire up your butt and you just grind through the day. And grind might be a little bit of big of the word. I feel it this way because I am just an active person. So I do a lot during the day. I am more of a CEO by conventional wisdom, conventional standard type of person. So I will work with the leaders of each department, if you will. So I will work with the estimator on as need basis. Obviously, I'm being included in a lot of emails, a lot of communication, so I just read and pay attention to the details if somebody needs from me. So I monitor more than anything else. I will work with our business development, a person to help them navigate and try to kind of go over the obstacles that they may have and try to overcome them together, and then let them take the way. And same with the procurement, and you go through all the departments. And we are not a big outfit, right? It's only seven of us in the office, host of subcontractors, suppliers, and trade partners. But on the employee level, it's seven of us. So it's not a huge company. I like to be involved as needed in each operation, just so I know what's going on. And if I can streamline operations for each individual, that's what I feel like I am the most useful. And the moment we can overcome whatever the obstacles they encounter, then I let them go with whatever they feel is the best means and methods of achieving success within the standard operating procedure of the company. So it's a blend of more of a higher view, not like a 10-minute manager type of deal, right? I
Gotcha.
let them, let them flourish on their own.
I love it. I love it. That speaks a lot about leadership. But you weren't there from the get-go. You started back from working with your hands, right? So if you were to look at your journey, right, what would you say were the highlights of it? Like, when did it really become something you said, oh, gosh, I don't know how I got here?
So that's a great question, because that's always the secret sauce, is what everybody's looking for. And I got a news for you, coach, and for everybody listening. There is no secret sauce, okay? There is no such thing as a shortcut, right? It's almost like you got to grind. Again, I'm going to use that word, but I'm gonna we'll talk about it a little bit more, what the grind means to me. But it's not an easy journey, right? So you have to find the ways that work for you. And I can tell you this, for anybody that is starting in business, the best advice I can give you is make as many mistakes as possible, as quickly as possible, learn from them, and double down, right? Double down in meaning like reapply, taking those lessons into consideration. We as human beings, and this is just the way we are brought up not to make mistakes, right? School teaches us this: you got to study, you got to learn, then you got to grade. Life is a little different, right? You get a grade first, and then you get a lesson with it. So you need to be shift your mindset a little bit in order to do it quicker. And that is the biggest lesson and takeaway from business, and just generally life, that I got. And it's being adaptable and being able to morph yourself as a person, as an individual, becoming a better leader, and trusting your people, which is your team members, which is, for me, was the most difficult part of it. What I learned looking back is not that I didn't trust the people that I was working with. I just had the wrong people on the bus. I had the wrong team members. So I have to
Gotcha.
shift it around. I have to move them around. And unfortunately, some people got fired, and rehired the people that I felt were better fit, help them develop personal skills within whatever roles they were filling in, and then let them do their job, and let them sort of adapt the same perspective, the same attitude. You're gonna make some mistakes, and it's okay. Nobody's gonna come to you and tell you did a bad job. We're gonna learn from those mistakes. We're gonna teach you why those mistakes didn't work out. And based on those things, you're gonna be able to be a better person, better leader within your area of the business. And that's how we can promote you from within. And I feel like that's the way to scale.
Right. I'm with you, and I wholeheartedly agree. What I want to paint for our listeners, our viewers, is what is it like? Because we can look back and say this is what we needed to do, but when you're living in the middle of it, right? And you have this mountain of work in front of you, and it almost feels like everything is rushing at you. That's when the shift needs to happen. But we find resistance, and it's internal. That resistance is kind of driving us to not make those logical moves that everybody talks about, um, because we got to feel that it's the right thing. Were you ever in a place where it felt that it was the right thing to do?
Well, I can tell you this, based where I'm sitting right now is I know when there's an obstacle, you just got to find a way around it by using the obstacle as the way of it, right? So it's very difficult to do. This is a lot of years of practicing a mindset of being able to take the low when you really, then things are not going well, and be able to reapply it through. It's like, okay, this is going, everything is going to pass. Everything will pass. The good will pass, so enjoy it. The bad will pass, and you're going to learn the lesson. So, it's not an easy thing to do, but you can do it. And when things, it's human being again, it's our psyche, right? Like the way we're being brought up, we don't appreciate the good times, right? We always feel like they're going to last forever. So yes, the things happen sometimes easily, right? Sometimes you get those moments of like, aha, this is how it should feel like. My perspective, based on, and I like to reflect, and this is when I get a lot of my path going forward is from my own personal reflections. We don't enjoy those good times for a very long time. I don't know if you noticed that, coach, but like when things good happen to you, it's like, oh yeah, I deserve it, right? And like 7 minutes later, it's like, well, you're kind of focusing on the bad things that they are in your life, right? So this is just the human nature, right? So
It
I
is.
kind of I reframed it in my head and I said, you know what? Since this is how we are wired, or at least this is how I am wired, I'm going to enjoy the obstacles. I'm going to enjoy the crappy moments, and I'm just try to go through them because I know the answer is within that moment, right? And when the good things happen, I'm just gonna be happy about it for as long as I can before the bad things start to overtake. So it's kind of I'm always a happy person because of that. Let's put it this way. When the bad stuff is happening, the good stuff is happening.
It is really the real challenge of business, right? Of being in business, of owning your future. That it's almost learning from the difficulty, and some people don't make it through. Some people revert back to, well, that's too much. I'm not gonna go, so they back down. In it's um, it's rare when you get to do it and you find that proof that anything that comes to you that doesn't look or feel correctly, right? It's a temporary situation. It almost always feels like the end of the world. And the walls are closing in and the sky is falling.
Yeah,
Um, and what I tell people that are around my orbit and work with me in some ways is, if that's not how you feel at least a couple of times a year, then you're not doing it hard enough.
that's it, right? That's the whole idea that we're just not doing enough.
Well, you didn't get there by being shy about um, your risks and your decision making and understanding of the responsibilities that you have. So kudos for that, and thank you for that because this is truly what the whole purpose of this is. Number one, to let people know you're going to get into business. This isn't rainbows and sunshine. This is a contact sport, right? It takes some taking some punches, right?
And not only this, if I may interject myself into what you're saying, is you're fighting against yourself, right? This is not like you have an opponent that you're gonna conquer or you're gonna win against. This is you against you, and the 6 inches between your ears is what's going to be the worst and the best advisor. It's just how you're gonna take it is the difference maker.
Right. So that's why sometimes you need to think outside yourself a little bit, right? That's why you have mentors. That's where you get around the kind of people that you can talk about what's going on in your head so that you can break through. So thank you for that. I absolutely agree. The fight is not with the competition out there, the fight is within.
That's right.
Very deep. Love that. Okay. So let me put you in a spotlight here, Machi.
Well,
What is it that you guys do really, really well? What are you really proud of?
we serve our clients well. I know it's a very broad statement, and you hear those talking points from a lot of construction companies for the sake of conversation, like the best quality, the best service, the best prices, like everything is the best, right? So those are very a low-hanging fruits, if you will, in construction. But I can tell you this, what we do really well is actually serving people. And I always look at it from very basic standpoint of view. I'm a really pragmatic person. I want to be, I want to treat people like a way I want to be treated. So as long as I'm going to deliver that on a team level through the means of our services, is going to be successful. And I can tell you that there is this gray area in business to where you can go by the business rules or you can go by emotions, and you got to overlap those in that little gray bubble. And those are the decisions are the worst and the most difficult decision you're going to make as a business owner, right? By business standard, let's say it's a change order for our construction company, right? It's legitimate change order, and let's say it's $500 across $2 million project. Can we charge it? Sure, we can charge it, right? And we have to ask ourselves, are we going to do more business with these people? If the answer is yes, is the $500 worth it? Because it's going to put bad taste in their mouth, right? And I'm talking about like if in a perfect condition to where they're not trying to take advantage of us as a company, it's just happened, right? It's a token of our appreciation. And write this change order as $0 and tell them, so listen, I'm doing this for free for you, even though if it's a regular change order. That's what I consider as taking care of the people that you're doing business with. It's a investment into the future that will pay tenfold if you're going to do it right. Now, there is a other side of the coin right here to where, there's going to be individuals and clients to where they're going to try to take advantage of the situation, right?
Right.
Historically, there's a small percentage of those people, and that's for your listeners, for everybody that's listening right now as a business owners. You're going to have to make that decision on your own, what's good for your industry as far as screening your potential clients, right? Because there is a ways for us as a construction company to screen the people that we are potentially going to be doing business with or not. And once we start seeing some yellow flags, then we collectively as a team, and I always have those conversations in the conference room with the team, asking them, what do you see? Because I'm not even saying what I'm seeing. I want to get everybody else's feedback. And if I'm seeing similar yellow flags and red flags and they pointing out things that I'm seeing, it's like there's no money worth doing business with this person or the
Right. Right.
individual company, right? So what we do well is screening those clients that we're working with. We serve them very well. We serve them with deep passion. We present them with the best possible price, and we just deliver. And we try to deliver as close to the budget as possible and as close to the design schedule as possible. I mean, it's not that difficult, truthfully, when you think about it. It's just actually
No, but
doing
I
it.
bet you it didn't start that way.
It did
This
not.
is a lesson learned.
Coach, how did you know?
So tell us, how is it that you learned that?
Through errors and mistakes, and you got to learn from them and readapt, right? I can tell you this, our company manual or standard operating procedures, they all are developed based on every single mistake that I made in my life, business life. What we talking about, right? This is where most of those elements came from. Now, some of them became obsolete over time, and they had to be developed and redeveloped and changed, but the core of those operating procedures and company manual is based on errors.
And truly, it prevents you from going into the same pitfalls. But more importantly, it shapes the philosophy that your company actually works with.
That's correct.
So kudos. Thank you. That's the goal that we're looking for when we're having these conversations with people. And so I know that as we go through these and we focus a little bit on the journey, we're perhaps not giving enough to what it is that makes your company great. But you have mentioned it several times, and it is the people that you have with you, right? Um,
No doubt.
Choosing the right people, selecting them as you do your customers, right? And then having the courage to say, this is not a good fit. How do you come up with that?
So it took me, this is the toughest part of the business for me personally, because you're dealing with emotions. And you can say that business is not emotional and you're trying to extract the emotions, and business rules have no room for feelings. And yes, it's all great until you start talking to people. And when you strip it all down, business is all people. So it's kind of like, it's really difficult to talk about one without the other. A lot of love and compassion. And what I mean by that is I used to be more KPI driven, key performance indicator. Like this is what needs to be done. If it's not done, we need to have a conversation. If it's still not done, we're not going to have any more conversations. Very business-like setting. And I can tell you this is the type of mentality that I had, and I had to get rid of it. And I tell you why. That type of mentality attracts a very specific type of individual to the company culture. And then the company culture becomes cutthroat culture. It's not good for business. People don't like
Mm,
that. People don't strive in it. Everybody feels like everything is competition internally, and then it spills externally. So we are attracting similar clients that they are just numbers driven. They have no leeway. It's a very, very challenging environment to exist with I'm sorry, and be a human being outside of business, right? So when I want to be a dad, I cannot be the dad because I am so influenced by what I do during the whole entire course of the day. I'm becoming so rigid and so inflexible that I'm operating within the same rules as I am within the business. It's not healthy family life recipe, right? So
agreed.
right, it's not nothing pleasant. So I had to kind of reinvent myself as a person, and I said, look, I have to show these people more love and compassion and be more understanding that they may not know as much as I do about business within my business, obviously my industry.
Right.
I got to teach them. I got to let them make the errors. I got to make them make the mistakes, and I'm gonna sit down with them and I'm gonna tell them what went wrong. Not only this, I have to spend more time up front with them to tell them my expectations, but not in a fashion like this is the KPI, in a fashion of like, look, we are human beings. You'll make mistakes. I'm fully aware of that. It's okay. I don't want you to feel self-conscious about it and not to come to me. I want you, the moment you feel you made an error, I do want you to come to me so we can talk about it. It took a complete mind shift for me as a person, a complete 180, right? Being perfectionist, always looking for as best as possible. It was very difficult. That's the most challenging part of it. So the love and compassion when you're firing those people, it's the people that they didn't happen to be good fit, right? And it could be just that they are not compatible personality wise. It could be a multitude of different reasons. But I owe that to them to tell them, so listen, I don't want to waste your time as a person. You have family, you have bills, you have future. So every moment that you're going to be here with us, with me, and I know there is no 10-year, 15-year
Right.
future career move, I am doing this justice to you and your family by not letting you go.
That's right.
That's the love and compassion I'm talking about.
Yes, and I mean it really works both ways. Whenever you want to have them with you, because you know that they are a part of it, and when you realize that they're not going to be part of that future that you have envisioned for it. So thank you for that. That's extremely deep. But again, have you made it yet? Are you there, or do we still have a runway to go?
No, I don't think you're ever going to be there. What do you think,
Uh,
coach? Do you think
I
it's
don't
ever
know.
the end of
But the
the
reason I'm
journey?
asking is I want to talk about
Yeah.
what you have in your mind moving forward. What are the next three
So,
to 5 years like?
this is funny that you mentioned that because I'm a type of person. I'm extremely driven, and that's the grind I'm talking about, right? Like the today is the last day on earth. This is the type of mindset that I have all the time. But I'm not pushing other people to have the same mindset because it's very hard to find individuals like that. I'm pushing myself to lead the way and lead by example rather than by command, right? So what's next for us? We obviously want to scale, right? Everybody's looking for bigger businesses. And I always had the same outlook, right? You always want to grow, you always want to make more money, you always want to be more successful. However, however, for me, it's a little bit different. Yes, we want to get more, we want to get bigger. I am more focused on customer service and quality of our product than I am on scaling, right? Because I can always bring some people and the whether they work out, they don't, it's going to work itself out, but something's going to suffer. Is that the client's going to suffer? Or so manage growth. That's one thing that I am very mindful of, to where we don't grow too fast, to where we're going to lose the core values. And just getting bigger over time, and being more known for what we do, and bringing the value engineering aspect to our construction projects, to where we can help clients fit their project within their budget criteria, not necessarily just looking at the project, it works or it doesn't, but try to help them for whatever they have in their mind, whether it's a residential project for the homeowner and they want to build a dream home, or it's a boutique hotel for a business owner that wants to develop one. I want to make sure that we are the right partner for them to go through that venture, to go through a journey.
Excellent. Excellent. I love it. And, I wish we had more time to talk about all these things today. We want to keep these, in a place where we can actually have some further conversations in the future, right? Let me move you to our let's call it the fire, the rapid fire round. Okay, we're gonna ask you some questions, just whatever comes top
Fire.
of it. You already answered some of these questions, so we'll see if that actually matches. But look, we covered a lot of ground today, and there's a lot of nuggets in here for those people who are watching or listening. You need to come back and you need to listen to this again. You need to send it to other people so that you can inspire them. Truly, this is what business is about. And the collective knowledge of what we're trying to put together here can help people break through. And that's the whole point. So
That's
let me
right.
get with the let me get started with this round. You ready? First question.
Go.
What is the key to success for you?
Team.
Excellent. What's your one piece of advice for other business people?
Grind.
What is one book that you believe everybody in business should get their hands on because it has made a difference for you?
Ooh, that's a big one. There's so many books that I can recommend. I'm reading right now Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. I'm rereading this book actually for the third time. Whichever book you're gonna pick, I'm sorry that it's not a rapid answer, but it's important. Whichever book you're gonna read that is important to you, reread it multiple times. You're gonna get more out of it on a granular level than you did on the first, second, and third run.
That's why I read Harry Potter every year. I'm just
There
kidding.
you go. I'm gonna go with Lord of the Rings then.
If you had to choose only one area of your business that you could immediately improve tomorrow, okay, like magic one type, this is better tomorrow, what would that be?
Project management.
Project management. Excellent. And so, before we get into the final question of the day, I'm sure you have inspired some people today, and they may want to learn more from you. They may want to contact you, maybe use you for some projects. How do they get in touch with you guys?
So we are located in New Orleans. We are on 1400 Distributors Row in Elmwood, Louisiana. I'll give you phone number 504 322 7050. That's our office number. Or you can email us at info@mlm-inc.com. And look, if you want to ask me a question, or you're in any type of construction industry, even if you are a subcontractor doing fence, concrete, whatever, I can give you some tips how to be an effective trade partner, because we use a lot of subcontractors, obviously, and trade partners for our business. And I can tell you what really is good practices, right? Like what we want to see as a general contractor versus what we don't want to see. So if I can assist you to make your business better, I'll be happy to do it.
Love it. Thank you so much for that. And so, last question of the day. What do you find after all these and all these years of doing these things? I'm sure you have found inspiration in many places and many things and many people. Today, Machi, what is the most inspiring thing? What drives you forward?
I want my team to succeed. And it's a never-ending pursuit of making people better, but not by it's by leading, right? Like I feel if I lead every day and they just not looking at me every single day, all day, but knowing that I am grinding every day, I feel like they're gonna sponge off some of that and that's going to make their life better. And it's same for the clients. I want to make sure that our clients are taken care of and they are succeeding with whatever venture they have, whether it's a personal residence or business. So for me, that's the part that I am not willing to bend on, and that's what inspires me to wake up every day and just keep going.
Love it. Very inspiring. Machi, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all this with us. Uh, Thank you to the audience for watching and for listening. Again, make sure you pass this on. Message may not stick with you, but it may make a difference for somebody else. And so until next time, make it a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, coach.